things died down for a little while. About 5 months later, I'm hanging out like with one of my guy best friends a lot. His mom was really ill, so we've been spending a lot of time together. Best friends since high school, we're posting a lot of photos. Well, then he starts getting emails to his work email, so someone could easily Google it. Hey, Angel, welcome back to Match.com. So whoever's sending it is thinking that we're dating, I'm assuming, and trying to break us up. And it was just, is it her? Like, I don't even know. I don't know what to think. I don't know. And so then a few months later, I start talking to someone. He starts getting these things. And I'm like, am I ever going to be able to have a life? Like, it's coming in from all angles. Fast forward to January of 2023. Someone is going on, I'm a realtor, and someone is going on realtor.com. They're going on realtor.com and they're requesting to view a property. Well, anytime you request to view a property, there is an agent on the other end of that is paying for leads. Every lead probably costs between a few $100 to a few $1,000s. So when someone makes a request that isn't a serious buyer, it sucks. Like, you're going to get mad. So I found out about this because at first my child's father reached out to let me know that someone had, that agents had been reaching out to LK asking her about viewing a property because she inquired. And he's like, I think your leads are getting mixed up or your information. I'm like, what? He goes, well, they're calling and asking for Angel, but they're using her phone number and email. And I was like, that has to be her doing it. I forgot to mention, when I caught on to the text message in the Instagram, I brought it to his attention. I showed him what I found, and he told me that her email had been hacked, so he didn't know what I was talking about. Someone hacked her email and made an Instagram account to harass us. Like, that made no sense. So I had a pretty good feeling when he brought this to my attention. I told him, like, hey, it's not me doing it. I think it's your wife doing it. And he's like, no, it's not. I think there's just an issue. Something's mixed up. I said, there's nothing mixed up. Like, people have to physically go in online, request to view a property, pick a time. It goes to that agent. So it's not just a coincidence. It's nothing that's just accidentally happening. I'm frustrated, but I kind of brush it off because what can I do? Well, then my team leader calls me, and he calls to tell me that he has complaints from other agents. Other agents are calling him to complain that I'm wasting their leads. I just start crying. I start crying because I'm so frustrated. This has been going on for so long. I've been on my team only 6 months. I'm embarrassed. I'm trying to explain the situation. Now I have to explain that I think that it's my husband's wife doing it, but that makes no sense. And she's telling the story is just insane. So he gives me these agents information so I can call them and apologize and tell them what's going on. So I call them. Come to find out, when they called LK, she was like, hey, I'm so sorry. My husband's ex is doing this. This is her name and this is the broker she's with. Like, she's just like basically telling them, go make a complaint. And they did. And so I don't know who really requested to view those homes. I don't know, but I'm telling you what I found out. So at this point, I'm livid. I'm absolutely livid. I send her and him a group message, and I said, this is it. It is going to stop now. You are coming after my career. This is it. It is ending today. She responds with some message about me being a narcissist. Coincidentally enough, they started dating in 2019, right when I started getting the harassment on social media. But now it is 2023. Like, I've been going through this for so long. I'm over it. I tell her I'm over it. I said, I will get an attorney. I will do whatever it takes. You need to leave my business alone. My child's father's like, I think someone is pitting you against each other. I think there's someone behind this. Now, I could have thought that had I not found what I found on Instagram. I could have bought that, but I don't know. There's just no way. They're now requesting to view properties, but using her information and my phone number, so she gets the call. Like, I'm a realtor. Would it be smart for me to use my own name if I'm harassing someone? Like, but for someone who wants to look like a victim, I mean, it kind of makes sense. So, like I said, he's still saying someone's like trying to set us up against each other. He's like, let's do a lie detector test. Let's get this over with. I'll pay for it. Let's figure this out. We both say, okay, we're all in agreement. So the next day I call around, I find a company that does lie detector tests. I get their availability. It's $500 a person. They have availability that week. And so I respond in the message and I'm like, hey, they can see us. What day is good for you? What day? And he says, we've decided we're not going to do it. I said, what? He goes, it's not accurate. I've looked into it. It's too expensive not to be accurate. And I'm like, well, neither of us are like super sleuths that are going to be able to pass a lie detector test. Like, I'm sure that it's inaccurate for someone who is, trained in that, but I'm not. And I said, truthfully, I said, I'll pay it. I will pay the $500 each because this is important to me. And in my mind, this is going to be a lot cheaper than any other route I take, which would be an attorney. And so I offer to pay for it. And he still says no. He says, we're not going to waste our time. And so I said, okay, well, I will give you $100 if she can pass. And he says no. And I said, you don't have to pay me child support for the rest of the year if she can pass that lie detector test. And I said, it is in writing right here. I said, this is how certain I am that it is her doing this to me. And I said, I need to prove it to you, because in my mind, she's doing this because she can get away with it. But if he realizes it's her, the gig's up. Like, she can't pit us against each other anymore. And I'm noticing, like, it's the reason I think that this happened this time was because him and I were starting to get along again. And next thing you know, all this shit stirred up, and he still says no, that he won't do it. I get a cease and desist in the mail from her like 3 days later.